Go live.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. Any public comment? Approval of the minutes of May 2025. Someone have a chance to read? Motion second, call the meeting to order. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Approval of the minutes of the August special meeting. Don't have a chance to read them. We have a motion to approve. Second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. James, number 4, you're on.
Before you is resolution number 4-25, authorizing application submission to Village of Athens, New York Forward, Athens, New York Forward Small Projects Fund. Pretty similar to what we proposed in Catskill. Athens was awarded $4.5 million, which is sort of the baby sister program to the DRI. We also have been approached to run that small project fund as well. I think that they have enough to justify asking for the full 600. We may get 10% admin. So 10% admin from here, 10% admin from the Catskill fund is $120,000. Sort of delays our appropriations across the county, so we can be a little bit more independent. Again, it's hard to say exactly what the scope of the work is. I think that it's going to mimic a lot of what the DRI version of this is, which is primarily focused on construction, heavy equipment, renovation, facade work. And whereas our micro enterprise projects are more focused on working capital, smaller purchases. I think sort of at this stage, in understanding what the program is and as much as we can expect if we get funded, it'll be about a 75%, 25% split up to about $100,000, which would operate much like we do with the micro enterprise grants, where you have to submit cost, incursion, go over everything, cost eligibility, and then we submit a drawdown request. It comes back to us, and then we write a check directly out to the applicant. Simply, there's no job creation component to it, but there's going to be a scoring rubric that we have to get more involved on the procurement side of contractors with the applicants, but it would largely come back to the loan committee to make recommendations to the board that would ultimately have the decision as to who gets awarded.
So they do the due diligence, or we do that?
We do due diligence.
So they're just gonna check.
Well, they have to do the project. Right.
So I'm
So,
saying we approve it here, right?
yep. We approve it here.
The funds go through the county and to the village?
The funds come to the corporation, I believe, and then it's gonna go directly to the applicant, so not to the village.
Okay.
The village takes themselves out of it. Much like Catskill, Athens doesn't have the capacity to run it.
Mm-hmm.
So we do.
I'll make a motion.
For a second? I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Well, I'll let you know how that goes. I think we can expect awards in the late winter, early spring time. And then we get into contracts with Empire State Development. And then we can release the funds and we can start going. I don't have a cool acronym for this one yet. We're gonna sit down and come up with a name. Catskills is the can do fund.
Mhm.
So we'll move forward with that.
Okay. So the director's report.
Briefly, the two major things I'm updating on is we finally received our, this is more on the county side of things, so we finally received our cooperative agreement for the EPA Brownfield Coalition Assessment that I've been working on since November 23 with Columbia County and the Hunter Foundation. So as you know, we've had to go through a few rounds of some language changes with the change of federal administration and their standards. So we finally received a cooperative agreement. We're going to have our first phone call with our technical assistance provider tomorrow, so we can start procurement and move forward with implementing that project. We waited a while to finally get the okay. Monday is also our kickoff meeting for the Cementon project. So we were awarded $400,000 for Fast New York to conduct a general environmental impact statement on about 1,700 of the identified 4,000 acres in Cementon. So we can better understand what can and can't get built there, understand the land, the barriers to developing any of it. So we're going to start with a consultant on Monday. there'd be a series of public outreach sessions and stakeholder interviews, so definitely involvement from this board at some point. I should help them to start answering some questions at their first meeting. So that's exciting.
Very
It
exciting.
is.
It's gonna be a really big deal and big project. Those are major updates. Tonight we have for micro enterprise as you know, we got delayed with getting the next round. We had to redo 2 public hearings, and they're both tonight. Coincidentally, the governing body that's at the Housing Trust Fund Corporation that essentially approves or denies the applications as to who gets granted these funds meets today. And they met before we could give them the public hearing information that was redone. So we most likely will not be awarded until next month for the next round of micro enterprise funding. And we're anticipating that January we'll be able to get this back up live. So, that's it.
That's great. Any board member discussion, news, updates?
We're moving in next door the first week in October, so. We'll be putting out information for all of the residents of Greene County who have been visiting the Main Street office. That there's gonna be an office change, with the kind of open hours that we're gonna have staff here for the, kind of walk-ins, appointments, and I will be here primarily, but I'll have support staff for
Are you here
service.
Monday through Friday or just Tuesday, Thursday?
I'm here Monday through Friday unless I have meetings elsewhere. And then I'm still waiting for the comprehensive staffing plan from the Career Center. I told them 2 days, kind of pretty full days. It looks like it's gonna be Tuesdays and Thursdays for Career Center staff. To have open office hours, and then obviously if there was an appointment, someone called and needed an appointment on a different day, they could come over.
Mhm.
That seems to be what they've been doing over there when they set up appointments. It's, they take the
Yeah.
calls, but I'm really hoping to have some open hours that people can walk in, or if they're already here for something, one of the other offices, they know about the services we offer, they can come up and grab some paperwork and, learn about what we do. So it's very exciting. So thank you again to the
Mhm.
county for giving us that space.
Has anyone heard anything about Ascendant in Cooksaki
Yes.
closing down?
We were just talking about that.
You're up.
Okay, so Ascendant is getting out of the office supply business, I'm told. I don't know if they have a press release or something. Maybe soon. They are selling 11 buildings. They have transferred 5 or transferred over to a competitor. But Cooksaki was not one of those to stay with WB Mason Supply. So yeah, 75 people will be looking for new jobs. I know Serta, Ferguson, Empire Merchants North, they're all hiring. I talked to the general manager. The deal's done. So even with, how I explained to him, the IDA does benefits. It's not about property taxes. It's about the fact that they're not going to be involved by business. So nothing. It's out of my control.
So those 75 people can definitely be referred to us.
Okay.
But I can reach out to the New York State Department of Labor has basically like a rapid response when something like this happens, when they know about it, that they can kind of blast out to.
It's been, I found it.
Okay.
Like where they're located out in Deer Park, another state.
Michigan?
Maybe, yeah, I was gonna say somewhere in the country. But they,
Was there pilot up?
what is
Was
it?
there pilot up? Were they paying taxes?
No, they've been on the tax rolls for years, so for 20, like, I think they might have got one when they built, but that was weird for them. 30 years probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when they built out that park.
Yeah, they didn't have an active one.
Yeah, no, they haven't had an active one. They've been paying full taxes and it really had nothing to do with the property tax, so. I can get you the general manager's name.
That'd be wonderful. I can do some outreach and.
We're gonna hopefully get in touch with them once they list it with a broker. Trees, I think tenant of that, watch, another landlord company, so we'll come in and purchase it.
Possibly, there are brokers that are looking at and doing the shovel ready thing, so maybe they think that we're gonna have an upswing soon, maybe.
All right.
And if we'll save a lot all completely done now, is
Save a lot, sold that building to Lynn Stanley.
Mhm.
Adam and Stanley we've been in touch, any leads that we get from the state, we give to him. Somebody on my board mentioned that maybe it's got too much refrigeration and freezer space. Cause they even said that they would subdivide it, so it's 330,000 square feet, and they will entertain two tenants. The other thing is, like we've had bottling plants looking at it, but we don't have the water capacity or the actual, like the wastewater. Because of, I don't know, the technical terms for those. They have to filter any like waste that comes off of soda, that's a lot of sugar, you can't send it all to the plant at the same time. Or a baby food, the milk curds or whatever. It goes off to the sewer, you can't just send.
There's gonna be dedicated lines for those. Because of I don't know if it's like the density of the excess or the
Yeah,
density of
something
the
like
outflow.
that. So
But
they'd have to treat it first, send it off, and I don't know if the plant could accept it all at the same time, and then same thing, bottling plants need a lot of water.
Yeah.
So we're still trying.
they're gonna maintain cold storage
What is it?
facility there though, they're gonna maintain the freezers. The ability
They
to
haven't
have
said that they're
freezers.
be taking them out, so. Turn them off and use them as dry storage, I don't know.
Lots going on.
Hotels though?
Spring,
They'll break ground in spring. We're waiting on two permits now from the DEC. One is the credits that we purchased from the village. The village approved the extension and now DEC wants to weigh in. It's because I had to look this email to Andrea. So I'm told that because the village just voted on changing the amount, but we already paid, so we're good with 21,540. We're going through the process of whatever DC wants. Then a hotel submitted their SWIP, stormwater pollution prevention plan, and they wanted to put comments into the planning board. So the planning board is waiting for the comments from DC.
didn't the planning board reach out to them as an involved agency, they should have been able to submit comments.
True. So that email was sent July 25th.
It's September.
I know.
I thought they had 30 days.
So,
Different involved agency to submit comments. Sorry,
but it's a permit, they have to issue the permit, I don't think it's just comments.
Okay.
It's the permit, those two permits are coming from DC
right,
to the planning board. So,
What's coming with it? Is there a restaurant coming with that?
that's right.
no, I have the restaurant pad that's gonna be up for sale, so you will see the activity that you'll see this month is me putting up signs. Working with buildings and grounds to put in some maybe entryway things at the visitor center. And then the IDA will duplicate whatever landscaping scheme, so you'll have a clean gateway green entrance. I know the county did, Joel from Soil and Water hydro seeded over there, and we didn't have any rain this summer, so it didn't really take. So we're just gonna clean it up and put some low maintenance plants on. And then it'll be pretty. So we have, the hotel breaking ground in spring. I've reached out to a couple restaurants already for the pad, and then, so 60 acres that we can. I just have to, water and sewer. How else?
Yeah, so right.
Yeah, we already ran the propane, so, the county jumped off our $800,000 line. And then we stubbed down the road for the hotel. And then the county extended to over the bridge.
Mm.
So we have natural gas.
Did stewards ever get the electric to charge the electric cars? Weren't they looking for some kind of?
I've got something, I actually need to workshop with the legislature this month, but there's a program out there that Central Hudson is supplying to, or utility companies period are supplying to EV station manufacturers to supplement the cost of installation, then 5 years of software updates and maintenance and operations, so that the net cost to the user is $0, and then you can charge it to it. So we have an option at the tourism center. I don't think that there is one at Stewart's now. I don't think there's stations there right now.
No, not as.
So we're looking more at the tourism
There's
center.
There's two.
I thought there was automatic with the stewards, like in
No,
Hudson.
they couldn't.
Well,
that
there was
15.
the providers are just, it was more so on the utilities side than it was Stewart's willingness to put them in.
Power, so Forest Hills Road has the power, and we would have to pay 200,000, probably about 300,000 now, that's when I looked into it 3 years ago. But to extend or upgrade the system for stewards to have, they wanted 10 charging stations, that's still provision to get this. And it wasn't cost efficient, to even, like the return on investment wasn't there yet. But, as we develop that entire area, but Thruway has two, what they call them, regular charging stations.
Probably
the
level
high-speed
twos,
one.
level twos probably.
And I think they put an application to move it up or upgrade it. So-
Yeah, so I mean, we were approached by a company who does subsidize all of that funding so that the county's price would be $0. And they've already done their analysis, they've done the check to make sure enough power is there, so I'm not really needing to do any of that, which is nice. And we just have to, the county's got to authorize it, so it's something I'm gonna hopefully workshop. We'll get two stations at the tourism center, which would be great.
People come in, charge, they gotta go in and go use the bathroom and get it, so. And the hotel does have them on their site plans, but I don't know if they have plans for the hotels, because they
Yeah.
have to go through. stuff.
Okay. Any other discussion? Motion to adjourn. Second, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. We just passed the silent sheet. I don't know.
17 minutes, good thought.
Hey.